I'm so proud to have him on our team and to make sure we take back America. I have to tell you, just some personal things. I look back here at this car. I'll tell you. You see, as a boy, my dad made Ramblers, all right? Oh, no. And I only dreamed of cars like that. To have my name on a car like that is just too much. Daryl, thank you for putting that on my car there. Wow. You see, it must have been tough for my girlfriend to be able to go out on that first date with me in that red Rambler we had. And come on up here. Let's have the beautiful ladies. Come up here.
I turned to Mitt and I turned to Paul and I said, "Do you see that?" I said, "They're here because they get it. They know that America's in trouble, and these are the two guys that are going to save it." But I think I better let him. Anyway, we love you. We love America. And we're going to get it
done. Those are terrific ladies, I'll tell you that. They're a lot better than their husbands. This is day 2 for me. This is day 2 on our comeback tour to get America strong again. We're going to recapture something which some people have thought was lost. America has a spirit, an energy, a passion, which has been the envy of the world. Our entrepreneurs, our innovators, our young people striving for achievement and success. They built the most powerful nation in the history of the earth. This is a great nation. I love America. We're going to restore America. Is facing some critical challenges because of some choices that have been made that weren't very good choices. Some of those choices were made by Republicans even, and a lot by Democrats. We spent too much money. We spent money we didn't have. I think it's not just bad economics to do that. I think it's immoral for us to pass on burdens. And in this critical time, one of the few that stood up and fought for principle and said, "I have ideas to get America back on track," is this person I've chosen to be my running mate. His career ambition was not to go to Washington. That is not what he wanted to do. But he became concerned about what was happening in the country and wanted to get America back on track. And so he put aside the plans he had for his career and said, "I'm going to go and serve." And he's gone there, and he's put the country and policies to get America right again ahead of ambition. This is a person of character. It's a man of leadership. He became a leader and a man of sound character very early in his life. His dad passed away when he was in high school, and the family rallied together, his mom and siblings and the community to support him and to support that family. It created a man who loves his country, loves his community, and understands that time is short. and that this nation must be kept strong. So he went to Washington, and he went there and fought for ideas and values and principles, not just for partisanship, but for his view of America. And he was able to work across the aisle, an unusual character there. Instead of throwing brickbats and attacking and demonizing other people, he recognized that honest people can have honest differences. And so he worked with them and convinced them, and has created change in Washington at a critical time. And so I have selected this man to be my running mate because I want to change Washington. For you, and that is that this nation is going to come roaring back. There are some who are fearful that if we stay on the track we're on, we're going to end up like Greece, and we're going to have, like Europe has, the chronic high unemployment and the wage growth and fiscal calamity right at the door. That's not the path will take us down. I see our president making us more and more like Europe. I don't want to be like Europe, I want to be like America. The other day in Virginia, the president said something, I just couldn't believe he said it. It was so counter to the culture and character of the American spirit that I just couldn't imagine he said it. He said, if you have a business, you didn't do that, someone else did. And he said, well, you took me out of context. And then look at the context. All right, it's on YouTube. You can see the whole speech. The context is worse than the quote. He says, you know, if you're successful and you think it's because you're smart, he says, well, a lot of people are smart. And if you think it's because you're working hard, well, a lot of people work hard. I thought, where's he going with this? Because, you see, in this country, what has distinguished us from so many other nations is that we have people who strive to fulfill their dreams, who have big dreams, and who reach for the stars. And as they do so, and as they're successful, it does not make us worse off. It makes us more successful as a nation. That might be the person who, in a place like this is a place that trains people with the skills that they need to work in NASCAR and other parts of the automobile industry. And people get more skills, and as they get more skills, they get promotions. And as they get promotions, they're able to help themselves and their families, and by the way, lift the economy. People striving, they built their career, they built that promotion, they deserve the credit. If a young person works hard to make the honor roll, they study and study and prepare for the exams and take those exams and tests and do well, they make the honor roll. Now I know that to get to school, they had to go on a bus and they had to have a bus driver. But if they get the honor roll, I don't give the credit to the bus driver, I give it to the kid. America what it is. It's individuals with initiative and risk-taking and hard work and smarts who reach, who dream. We're a nation of big steppers. We have much to accomplish, much to achieve. We do that in our homes, in our churches, in our community, in our states. We do it as a nation. We do it in our businesses. That's what makes America the leader of the world. When the founders helped craft this country by writing the Declaration of Independence, they chose their words carefully. They said our rights came not from government, but from our Creator. And among them, are life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness. That last little phrase, by the way, the pursuit of happiness, that says that in this country, each person is free to pursue happiness as she or he wishes. And that means the circumstance of birth will not prevent you from reaching. It means whatever your station in life, you can work harder to see if you can achieve something more for yourself and for the people who come behind you, and your success lifts the entire nation. That's what makes America go. Individuals pursuing their dreams. It is not government that makes us great. It is the people of America. Got a plan, 5 things we're going to do to get this economy come roaring back and get unemployment in North Carolina down from 9.4% and start creating jobs here. It's a plan which will create in 4 years 12 million new jobs in America. It has 5 parts. Number 1, we're going to take advantage of our energy resources in this country. Number 2, we're going to make sure that our workers and our kids have the skills they need to succeed. Schools like this help train people with the skills they need to succeed. And our schools themselves, I'll tell you, our schools have to be the best in the world, not the bottom quartile. We know how to do that. I won't go through all the policy, but let me tell you this. It starts with a very clear recognition that we put our kids and their parents and the teachers first, and the teachers union, they go behind. Number three, we have to have trade that works for America. It's good to trade with other nations. That helps a productive nation like us and helps boost wages and jobs. But we can't trade with people if they cheat without consequence. We have to make sure that cheaters like China are held accountable. We want to open up new markets for our goods in Latin America and around the world. And number 4, we're not going to restore this economy and have people take their life savings to start a business or invest in America if they think that the dollar is going to become worthless or we're going to become like Greece. And therefore, we're going to have to do something Washington has spoken about for years but not done, and that is we're going to have to cut the deficit and finally get us to a balanced budget. And one more. Energy, skills, trade, balanced budget, one more. And that's this. We have to champion small business in this country. We got to make sure that we keep our taxes competitive and we keep our regulators encouraging business, not crushing them. And we have to take out that big cloud. There's a big cloud that's hanging out over small business. Small business people are very concerned about what's going to happen come January. They're very concerned about something known as Obamacare. That's why we're going to repeal it and replace it. This is a critical time in the country. This election is going to be a choice of 2 very different paths. A president who we currently have who thinks that a larger and larger government, more and more intrusive in our businesses, more and more intrusive in our lives, is the best way to go. Look, there are a lot of liberals that have thought that in the past. They think that somehow that bureaucrats and smart people in Washington can do a better job guiding our lives and guiding our enterprises than people. And I remember what Ronald Reagan said. Oh, what Ronald Reagan said about liberals. He said it's not that liberals are ignorant. It's just that what they know is wrong. But there's a very different path. A very different path that's been laid out by the founders from the very beginning of the country. It's the path with which Paul Ryan and I want to take this nation down. It is not to change America. It is not to transform America. It is not to make America more like Europe. It is instead to restore the principles of America that made us the hope of the earth. We love this country. We love this country. We love America. We're going to do everything in our power to keep America strong, with strong families and strong values, a strong economy, the strongest military in the world. We will